guys, welcome to another interesting segment on Home Truth Nigeria. So first, I'd like to apologize for the audio quality from the last video. I am really sorry. After publishing it, I got messages from some of you calling my attention to it. Thank you very much for everything. Those of you who stayed through listening to it, giving me your likes, I thank you very well. Okay, so a lovely lady wrote to me on my page a few weeks ago asking me to talk on setting boundaries, especially for Nigerian men when you're dating them. I said, okay, why not? Let's talk on this. I have made a video on this before, but today I'd like to approach this topic from a different standpoint. So it is very important for you to set boundaries in any relationship you find yourself, especially when you're dating Nigerian men. Boundaries are good things to set for a few reasons I mentioned before. One, it helps you to filter the unserious ones. Is it exposes things, and then it takes it makes the person to see you as someone who is very purposeful and serious. And last but not the least, it is easier for you to get your respect because this person knows that okay, there are things you don't like, and you protect yourself with it. Now, the thing is, a lot of women, when dating Nigerian men, don't even talk or have any form of boundary in place. And why the relationship starts going on, they get to a point where by they're like, okay, I want to set the boundaries now. Boundaries after 1 year, 6 months, 8 months, 4 months of relationship, things become, it becomes a little bit difficult, especially for that Nigerian man, to understand why all of a sudden we were like this on this wavelength before, and now we are going to this wavelength. Maybe it was longitudinal before, and now it's latitudinal. So he doesn't understand why there have to be distortion in terms of wavelength. So these things could actually affect or can affect our relationship, and that's why it's important when you're in a relationship to set boundaries. But setting boundaries, you need to do it, having two things at the back of your mind. The first thing is timing. That's the first thing. The first thing when setting boundaries that you have to put is timing. Setting boundaries with a Nigerian man has to do with time. Timing is everything. Now, what do I mean by this? A lot of you start setting boundaries midway into your relationship. Some of you even set boundaries probably after you've had your first fight or your first quarrel or misunderstanding. You're like, okay, we need to set boundaries. It's totally fine. But you see, sometimes it could further, affect or distort the relationship if you're having to set boundaries midway through your relationship. And that's why timing is very important. Timing allows you to set the boundaries even before the relationship starts. That's where you make the Nigerian man understand your do's and don'ts, what you don't like, what you are not gonna do. He gets this information as he is about to walk into that relationship with you. So it's important that he gathers this information, and then he knows that okay, as this relationship is gathering momentum, I've come to the knowledge of what she wouldn't want or want. These things are boundaries. For example, boundaries on I do not send money to men. I'm not going to send money, or I'm not going to send my explicit content, or I don't ever communicate with any of my friends behind me. You make these things know that, okay, look, if any of these things are done, it's a deal breaker for me. I won't be in the relationship, so it helps you on the long run, because some people go into relationship, they use love or relationship just so that they can assess you in terms of money. So you may think you are actually in a romantic relationship with this guy, but he's just using that as a facade, to like get money from you. Some go into it just to play with you, like, oh, send me this, send me that, send me your explicit content video, the call you're doing. You're doing videos like you are in the Netherlands, or the Reeperbahn in Germany, red light district, and stuff. So you need to understand this. Why some of them come to you, and along the line they get to discover that maybe you have a friend who is more gorgeous than you, better looking than you, and then they go from behind to start contacting this friend. And if this your friend is bad, before you know what is happening, your friend is going into a relationship with this guy. So these are common boundaries you would expect to set when you're going into a relationship with a man. You make him understand this, tell him this at the right time. Why the moment the relationship is gathering momentum, he gets to notice. It would be practically unfair if you start telling him this midway into the relationship, because perhaps this guy, every woman he's dated, he was very comfortable with them giving him money. It was normal for him to ask money from them. It was normal for these women to make explicit content and send to him. And then he comes to you, he thinks, okay, it's the same everywhere. It follows suits. I mean, you would do the same thing. But along the line, it turns out that you don't share that same doctrine, that same dogma of sending money to men, or sending explicit content, or allowing your man contact your friend. So he doesn't understand it, because with his ex or exes, it was something he could do. So it's important for you to have or say this at the right time, while the relationship is gathering momentum. So time is not wasted. If he says, okay, no, this is not for me, or yeah, that's totally fine, then you know how to proceed from there. And the next thing aside timing is to have a purpose for setting boundaries. You should make sure you have a purpose for setting boundaries. Don't just set boundaries for boundaries' sake, because I watched it on a podcast, or I saw in a movie. It's important to set boundaries. Why are you setting boundaries? Oh, I saw it in the movie. So I mean, let me just do it. It's what people are doing. That's what is in vogue. That's the trend. No, you should have a purpose, and your purpose should be meaningful in the sense that your purpose should be a reason to protect you. That's why it should be. So your Nigerian man may want to know why he can't do certain things with you, especially when he had this, this libertad, this freedom to do it with with his exes or ex. And then when it comes to you, it's like, no, he wants to understand why you are different. So this is why you should have a purpose, which you set boundaries, and this purpose must be meaningful. Maybe you're setting these boundaries because of past experiences, past things that happened in your past relationship that you want to correct going into this relationship, because you've done it before and it didn't work. So you're now going back to the drawing board, to make sure that things are corrected. So you explain this to him with purpose at the right time. And then if he says like, okay, you don't want to send money to me because you were in a relationship before, and this person you felt loved you was actually using you, or I was in a relationship, I sent my explicit content, and when we broke up, this person used it to blackmail me, or I lost my ex-boyfriend to my best friend because they were contacting themselves. So you see, there's a purpose to the boundary. So if he's smart, he'll definitely understand. If he's not, I mean, you've not wasted time. You move on from that, and to the next person who would respect your boundary. Now, guys, it's important to say this: when you're setting boundaries, it's important not to make your boundaries too rigid. When your boundaries are too rigid, it could chase both the unserious and the serious Nigerian men. So for me, I believe the basics should be there. Like, I don't send money to you. I will not send my explicit content, and don't contact my friend behind me. So, these three, for me, basics. I would say to any lady, put this as a benchmark, basics. But then again, if there are other boundaries that doesn't make sense, it could, make things a little bit more difficult. It's important to, relax some things a bit. Don't have boundaries like, oh, I don't pick call by 9 p.m. On Fridays, I'm not reachable. What are you, 7 Day Adventist? Or I don't laugh when I'm laughing. Or I don't call twice. Are you God? Or is it Samuel? Pick when I call you. Look at me when I'm talking to you. If you make the relationship start looking like Chinese film, it becomes a little bit difficult. And even those who are very honest and ready to stay in the relationship, it's like they've gone to the military. They don't want to be there. So you should try to relax certain things. Like I said, ab initio, there are basics that should be there. Keep these basics. They are there to protect you from, not spending money, and also protecting your integrity as a woman, and also not allowing him to go and finesse your friends. It could also ruin or spoil relationship you have with friends you've known in the past. So it's important for you to relax the relationship. Now, the reason is some Nigerian men don't understand why a woman they love, a woman they are in courtship with, should have boundaries. It's like, why should you have boundaries? We are together. So to some women, it may come as if these men are very possessive. And because they're very possessive and controlling, they don't respect boundaries. Now, it's a clash of cultural ideas. Some Nigerian men don't understand it. It's like, we are together, we are one, we're together, we're walking on the same direction. So why are you setting boundaries for me? Some don't understand this. And this is why, as I said before, timing and the purpose for it is very important. So when you put these boundaries, especially the basics and other ones, you think is needed because of past experience, this Nigerian man sits down and like, okay, wait a minute, she said this. It comes at the beginning of the whole thing. So you have enough time not to waste time in case he decides to like, okay, I don't think this is for me. Or he's like, okay, this is fine. I respect your decision. Why not? All that matters is that I love you. So it helps you. So you should communicate this at the right time. And also, there should be a purpose to it. So he doesn't see it from another point, so you can have this understanding as the relationship progresses. That is if he decides to go further with it. So, young lady, the lady who asked this question, I hope I answered it rightly. So, guys, if you've got more questions, please comment below. Anything you want me to treat, a topic you want me to talk, especially on Nigerian men, just comment below and I'll be happy to talk on this topic. So, it's important. Boundaries are very good. I recommend boundaries in every and any relationship, but put it at the right time and also make sure it comes with a purpose. So, guys, like, share, subscribe. On to Nigeria. Peace out.